I am a zoophile. I am a zoophile.
I put myself through so much pain for this content. Hypnotist Sappho is a furry YouTuber with 1.8k subs, so by all metrics, I am punching down in this video. But for once, I don't really care. Hypnotist Sappho was someone I had no idea about until so many people mentioned this subject to me, and I was incredibly confused until I saw one very distinct video I'll show you in a minute. This purple, pink, Igor character creates mainly non-controversial VR chat videos. These videos focus around deep relaxation and hypnosis, something you're probably gonna need if you saw their newest video. But this channel didn't really have much of a following before their video that blew up. And now it's crystal clear who they are from their name, and everybody can recognize them. Before I delve into this video, I'd like to put a quick disclaimer on screen. This video is intended to inform you on a situation, educate you, and present this information in a helpful way. This video isn't designed for you to send a hate campaign against someone, so please don't. That being said, before I begin, if you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. I make videos every single day, and your support would be highly appreciated as I work on these videos for a fuck ton of time. Just clicking that subscribe button would be highly appreciated, and you can always unsubscribe if you don't enjoy any of the later content. Feel free to turn on notifications as well, and I'd appreciate if you could check out my Patreon to fund new headphones because my current ones are broken and I have no idea how this audio quality sounds. With that being said, let's delve into the putridity, I think that's a word, of Hypnotist Sappho.
Coming out with anything can be very difficult, especially if it's something that society currently views with disgust or is a bit dangerous to even come out with the way that things are right now. And it's a lot like when homosexuals were coming out in the 1960s.
I'm gonna stop you right there. No, being attracted to your pet is not even close to similar to being attracted to men. If you seriously believe that it is okay to sleep with an animal and that it is in any way comparable to a gay relationship, sleeping with a creature that can't consent in comparison to a fully consensual adult, if you think those are comparable in the slightest, you have something wrong with you mentally. I don't know what it is, go ask a therapist, but it's wrong. It is not even slightly comparable. You cannot argue that an animal can consent. On a fundamental level, an animal does not have the capacity to comprehend that. A human can.
And I know that 99% of my viewers, my community, you don't have anything wrong with homosexuals or gay people. You support them, you support LGBT, nothing against them. But I guarantee that many of you, even if you can't imagine it now, if you were growing up in the 1960s and were being fed all of the news and social propaganda about how gay people should stay in the closet, how it's unnatural and against nature, and all sorts of crazy shit like that, a lot of you would probably be anti-gay, anti-LGBT.
How is that in any way comparable to an animal not being able to consent or comprehend informed consent? You're literally putting together two opposites and comparing the incomparable. It's like you reached for any sort of possible way you could excuse your depraved behavior and try to justify what you believe is okay to do with an animal with the excuse that gay people are accepted. It's a fucking terrible reason. There are so many fundamental differences between a human and an animal that comparing gay relationships to a relationship with a different species isn't comparable. Firstly, it is illegal for these relationships to take place, but as cited by StopAnimalSexualAssault.org, animals are similar to children or a vulnerable adult in that they do not understand consent and cannot consent. Psychologically, there's a fundamental difference between animals and humans. People having issue with that type of relationship, a relationship with such a power imbalance, is not comparable to people in the 1960s viewing gay relationships as wrong for many different reasons, unrelated to the psychology of men.
And I respect you all, and frankly, this sort of thing would have leaked out eventually, especially with how cancel culture is these days and other furry drama. There would be people out there that, they want to have a gotcha moment. They want to build their fame and popularity and, expose people. And I'm just not going to give the opportunity for a Sappho exposed kind of video.
Well, you failed because I'm making this video. But your argument against cancel culture is ridiculous, because I think everyone in their right mind sees an issue with sleeping with animals. The issue with cancel culture is that they'll cancel people for stupid reasons, for things they did 7 years ago when they said something offensive or made a slight mistake. People can learn and change. People shouldn't be cancelled for every single slight mistake they make. However, sleeping with animals is not a slight mistake that you can come back from. Also, this seeps egoism, the arrogance of trying to stop anyone else from releasing an exposed video by publicizing this now to stop people from getting attention and fame off of their name is ridiculous. I don't think everyone that sees an issue with sleeping with animals is just a clout chaser trying to jump on the expose train. I feel like a lot of people just think it's fucking weird.
And I want to clear the air and say that, for the record, I am a zoophile.
I must have misheard that.
You did not mishear that.
Oh.
I am a zoophile. I do not have a thing for humans. I am more attracted to dogs, like German Shepherds.
Any animal safety shelter in its right mind should keep you as far away from the German Shepherds. But thank you for admitting the crime on the YouTube video, whereas I would normally have to research an allegation for months to try and get all the information. Thank you for just admitting to it, I guess. You basically put the handcuffs on yourself. This kind of reminds me of that clip of that guy that calls up the police to ask them how much trouble he'll get in for possession of a drug.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
I have a question.
Is this an emergency, sir?
Depends.
Is it life-threatening or an active crime in progress?
Crime in progress, possibly. I was just growing some marijuana. I was just wondering how much, trouble you can get into for one plant.
Depends on how big the plant is.
It's only a seedling.
No, it's possession.
All right. Thanks for the info.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
I love this clip.
Zoophiles are among the most caring and loving people towards animals and their mates. We see animals as equals to humans, not as property or an object like in the eyes of the law and others. Specifically, I and other ethical zoos follow what's called Zeta principles. Zeta being the Greek symbol, but also standing for zoophiles' engagement, for tolerance and acceptance. So if you see that symbol on a furry, that's probably what they're referring to, or they're an ally towards that kind of cause. And those principles are: bestow upon animals the same kindness one would wish bestowed upon oneself.
Why is this formatted like a fucking indoctrination to a cult?
Consider the well-being of an animal companion as important as one's own. Place the animal's will and well-being ahead of one's desires for sexual gratification. Teach those who seek knowledge about zoophilia and bestiality without promoting it. Discourage the practice of bestiality in the presence of fetish seekers. Censor sexual exploitation of animals for the purpose of financial gain, and censor those who practice and promote animal sexual abuse. Zoophiles are not the same as bestialists and fetishists who do not follow those principles. Hypothetically speaking, I would see my partner or my mate as an equal to myself. Everything would be out of love, care, and affection for their wellness and well-being. It would not be to serve myself and my desires. And a lot of people have issues with this sort of thing, which is understandable. I can understand the point of view that others have about my views. The biggest argument, of course, that comes up is about consent and what is that like, right? And they want to compare like apples to oranges. They want to compare a grown, adult, sexually mature animal to like a toddler, basically. Comparing apples to oranges.
There is so much wrong with just that statement that I don't think I could compress it in an easier way than animals cannot fundamentally understand consent. By that I mean informed consent. Animals can't comprehend it. There is no such thing as some sort of healthy romantic relationship with an animal. They cannot communicate with you. They cannot express those same feelings back to you. They do not comprehend what you are doing to them, and it is completely immoral to force yourself upon them, using the justification that you don't put your desires above theirs and that you'd care for their well-being is not a good enough excuse to commit an injustice against their body. Logically, when such a disgusting video came to the public, a lot of people responded negatively because this person is defending sexual acts with an animal. They left a comment on this video just saying that they don't own an animal, but that doesn't really clear up the concern of the fact that they would consider it okay to do such a thing with animals. Just as a quick counter to their argument though, this may be reading too far into what they're saying, but at 5:30 in their video, they do directly mention their animals, their mate, so it is possible this comment is backtracking, but it's hard to know. Even then, the fact that they hold these views and would share them publicly is more than enough concern for me, and I believe that their behavior and the statements they've made are a genuine concern. This whole video is vile. But after their video received so much backlash, they decided to release a video for the haters.
Hypnotist Sappho.
Dog fucker.
You get the idea. It's a self-masturbatory video where they try and gloat about the fact that they got the haters' attention, and while simultaneously saying that people can stay mad, they disabled the likes to dislikes, which shows that it is affecting them. Nobody's on their side. Nobody agrees with this mindset. It's absolutely insane, and their video is fucking crazy. Thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, feel free to subscribe to the channel. That would be highly appreciated, as I'm aiming for 100k in the next 2 years. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time, and peace.
Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with a nigga like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me.